stand? Could all please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everyone. It is September 12th. This is the Broadwater County Commissioners' General Business Meeting. Before we get started, we do follow Robert's Rules of Order. We have an open meeting process and a civility policy. Our meetings are recorded and are on YouTube, so please state your full name prior to any public comment. We have a fiduciary and fiscal responsibility to conduct all county business as efficiently as possible for all Broadwater County residents. Any separate conversations need to be removed from the meeting and conducted outside. Outbursts will not be tolerated. Anyone who wishes to give public comment will have an initial 3 minutes to do so, and all comments should be directed to the board chair. So with that, we'll start our meeting as we usually do with public comment. Any public comment? Yes.
As I stated, my name is Barb Taves. My son and daughter-in-law, Joshua and Desiree Taves, live at 500 Dry Creek Road. They recently built a new home out there and have 2 small children that are in school here in Townsend. They live 7/10 of a mile in from where the sign says minimal maintenance road. And what their request that they've asked me to request of the commissioner is, now that they are living there full-time and have 2 children in school, is it possible to have that road just graded to the end of their driveway, that additional 7/10 of a mile? Like I say, it's a brand new residence with 2 small children in school. So they'd like to be able to get out, and I measured it off this morning and the other day just to make sure I had the distance correct. So it's 7/10 of a mile from the sign that says minimal maintenance road. And they just wanted to know if that's a request that, now that they're full-time residents with children in school, could be done, or who they would need to speak to regarding that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Barb, before you leave, I want to ask you to give us their cell phone. I'm assuming they're on the cell phone.
Yes, they are.
Okay. Before you leave, would you just give that to Ann? Again, I won't ask you to advertise it.
Mhm.
We do have folks that watch the meetings.
Okay,
So that we can have our road supervisor give them a call directly.
okay, that would be great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And welcome.
Yeah.
And welcome to your family.
All right, thank you very much.
Mike?
Sure. As you know, we had big hailstorms, and I've been working on the insurance since then. We had quite a bit of damage. Insurance adjuster came out and adjusted that the roof on the museum, the old part, needed to be replaced. They covered that. They covered the roof on the senior center, a shed roof on the senior center, and the WIC building. All got damaged enough for them to cover us in insurance. Also, our two units, Lennox units on the rooftop, you can see it from the parking lot. I saw it when I came in that morning, and the coils just got totally destroyed. You can't even pull them out. Lennox units have to be replaced completely because they're out of date. They're back in 1993. 2 coils have to be replaced on the sheriff's department. The way the hail came up and bounced, it just flattened them. And then the 2 other coils have to be combed. I had minimal damage on this roof because it was newer, and I had minimal damage on the sheriff's roof, which I already fixed. So that's part of their insurance part. Also, the 2 units down at the WIC building got hit pretty hard, and they're gonna have to replace the coils on those and the 2 indoor ones. I've been working with the insurance. The bids have come in at over $80,000, so we have to put it out to bid. And that's what I gave you guys a little bit ago, a sheet to put out to bid in the paper for the roofs and for the units. And they cut us already a check for $50,000, but they won't take it to their board until after we've opened the bids on October 3rd to do the adjustment because there's the adjustment for the coils, because they can only give out $50,000 and they have to take it to their board to go to the remainder, but also there's prevailing wages involved. And until we can open those bids, we don't know the exact amount, but they said that they're covering the whole entire amount. So we just have to get it out to bid, we can get our bids in, get a word, tell them how much it's gonna be, show them our signed contracts, and then they're gonna take it to their board, and they meet like, I think, once a month on a Wednesday, and then they'll approve it, and then they'll cut us a check for the remainder amount. So that's where I'm at. So we need to put in, I was gonna try to put it in the paper by 5 o'clock tonight for 3 consecutive weeks, and then get to see what our bids are, and open bids on the 3rd, and award them on the 3rd too.
Okay.
Because we have to replace the roofs now, because insurance is already covering them. Any kind of damage that happens, if they do leak, they won't cover anything inside now. So, and our units on the top, it is so damaged that when we hit the 90-degree days and consecutive, they froze up. Because there's not enough airflow, you can't get enough airflow through the units now to get them to work.
Okay.
What about the unit out there at the translator?
That one's fine. It didn't get hit too hard, but he wants me to move it, and I'm gonna move that. I already planned on that. I just haven't, with Eric having his schooling and taking VOC and quite a few other things going on, we just haven't had a time to go out there, and then it was really hot a couple of times when we did have a chance.
Sure.
And Eric said he'd melt, so I didn't wanna take it. He thinks it's gonna melt over 70 degrees, so. Anyways. No,
So
we
insurance
plan on it.
covers everything?
Insurance covers everything. I've already checked I've checked everything else, and we went through everything. There is a little bit of siding damage on the museum too in the back, which we gotta get somebody to come in and look at that too, but it's very minimal, so I'm trying to see about that one still.
What is the deductible, they say?
Well, I can't remember what the deductible was. It wasn't much, like 2,000,
That's what I'm
2,500.
thinking too, but that's just off of memory.
Yeah, so. Yeah, we had quite a bit extensive damage, so. There's a lot of other people that are claiming roof claims
Oh,
right
yeah,
now, all
yeah.
over the place.
Oh, yeah.
So, but I jumped on it pretty quick, so we were first in line, so.
Every name there, we need to get this out,
Yeah.
advertised.
Yeah, so I was gonna put it in the
So
paper.
You already have everything you need to give for the paper?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I have all the verbiage in there correct. If you're gonna look it over, I gave Laura a copy this morning, I think she gave you, and you two.
Yeah, I just got it.
Yep.
So if you can look it over, you see any changes you wanna make on that before 5 o'clock, before the end of the day, well, hopefully long before 5 o'clock.
Exactly.
Right?
Maybe by like this afternoon.
Lunch.
Yeah, lunch, let me know, and I can make any changes you'd like to make in the verbiage, but I've covered everything, so everything's pretty well covered,
Okay.
so.
It looks pretty boilerplate, so, yeah, might go ahead.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
would suggest this, maybe, let's give our go-ahead and reserve Mike till noon. If you don't hear from us, proceed.
Okay.
Otherwise, we can incorporate whatever changes
Yeah.
anybody sees.
I didn't
Is
really
that
see
agreeable?
anything, just the quick
I
lipstick.
just glanced at it. What about the weight of the shingles? I didn't see that on here.
I have a 40-year malarkey shingle on there.
Oh, okay.
And I specified a few things on make sure that it was completely covered in a whole roof replacement. Drip edge, the underlayment,
Yeah, I see that, yeah.
Water shield, water and ice shield, where it needed to be applied.
Okay. Perfect.
So is the commission unanimously in agreement with Plan A?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, it's 3 yeses.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
And also, the insurance company does come out and inspect after it's all done.
Okay.
That'll be good.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
You guys have a good day.
You too.
You too. All right, any further public comment? Public comment? Public comment, all right. Montana Minute. This is where we say something good about our community or our state. Franklin.
Yeah, I got a comment on is in the Helena paper, I guess it was yesterday's paper. on Doc Ray. He's gonna be inducted in the Cowboy Hall of Fame. He was a veterinary, had a veterinary clinic in Three Forks for 40, I believe it said 41 years. And it's been said that he's one of the best horse vets there is. But anyway, he's 83 now. He's got a little place over in, near Helena. He still has about 15 quarter horses. He always raced some quarter horses on the side with his vet work. Anyway, it was a good article.
This past week, I spent a little time talking with some staff and whatnot, and I just want to share my appreciation for the staff that we have here. It was a good interaction with them and worked very well with them, so.
We have 8 businesses that are either coming to town new or businesses that have been for sale for a while that are sold. So, boy, when it rains, it pours. It's pretty exciting. The chamber meeting today, and I'm sure that'll be brought up. We also have 3 more looking at Townsend that would be great job opportunities locally. So, does anyone else have a Montana minute they choose to share? All right. Commissioners' Community Update. Franklin, what'd you do this week?
Budget workshops, and there was 3 of those I guess attended, and fielded a lot of phone calls.
Last week I had city council meeting, and then commissioner meetings and budget meetings, and then a couple lengthy phone calls with some staff and some personnel and ongoing issues.
I also, all 3 of us, of course, attended the budget meeting, which is recessed from Monday. I think we got some good work done. There were a lot of community meetings this week, so it was a pretty busy week on top of that. Also, just to let you guys know, we do have the NACO annual meeting next week, so we won't have a meeting on Monday. And then I have the Montana Board of Crime Control retreat this week and the Youth Justice Council tomorrow. So if you guys have anything, Nick, are you gonna be able to make it to the annual meeting in Billings
What is that?
next week for MACO?
I probably could.
Okay. Just in case, the way, this is the meeting, every 2 years that we develop our policies, target what legislation we are going to either pursue in this form of resolution or talk about legislation coming up the pike that looks really bad for counties
Sure.
and that we're going to stand in opposition of. And the way it works is, I haven't actually been able to do this for 4 years, but Gail and Elaine and I, when that was the commission, used to sit together during that meeting, and each item that came up, we would deliberate, the 3 of us, and then every county gets 1 vote. I've been the only one attending those meetings since, but if you're able to attend, that's kind of the way the structure works.
Okay.
As the chair of the commission, I'm the voting delegate.
Sure.
But the other thing that we will do is vote on leadership for MACO this year. And I am running for 2nd vice president. The trajectory would be vice president next year and then president of the association the year after that. So to be sure that the vote cast is a vote of the commission, since it's 1 vote of the commission, I would like to ask the support of this commission for that. I have very tough competition in Madison County Commissioner Jim Hart. He's a very good guy. So we'll see what the counties want, but
And that's the 19th through.
19th through the 22nd.
Okay.
So it's Monday through Thursday. I'll be going Sunday to take part in board meeting, to be meeting.
Sunday through Thursday, you said?
Mm-hmm. And that particular, the general business meetings are Monday and Wednesday. Tuesday is the committee meetings.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna make it. Let me work some things out this week.
Okay. And just in case, I would like, at least just a verbal, support, yea or nay.
Yeah, I have
on the
no-
second.
No problems with you moving forward with your desires. I'm not gonna squash that.
Thank you very much. All right, so, we'll move on then to approval of the minutes. We have minutes, 3 sets because of the holiday. So we have minutes from August 30th, 31st, and September 6th, and those were all emailed out to us a couple weeks ago.
I'll make a motion to pass August 30th Commissioner meeting minutes.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve August 30th, 2016 commission meeting minutes. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Make a motion to sign August 31st, 2016 Commissioner meeting minutes.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the meeting minutes from August 31, 2016. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Dana's on vacation. My guess is he may actually not be here today. So we can postpone that till.
And I'll make a motion to sign the September 6th, 2016 Commissioner meetings.
I'll second.
Minutes.
So moved and seconded to approve the minutes from September 6, 2016. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. And I did not send out a reminder for the department heads meeting, so I hope we have department heads who notice their agendas.
You do not have the treasurer. I think he's
Okay.
on in a meeting in Great Falls, I think.
He is, this is his annual meeting this week. All right, we have a couple of pieces of mail we'll go ahead and get to first. This is a letter from Broadwater Health Center. The Board of Towns and Health Systems, BHC, thanks the commissioners for the resolution. We request that you enter our budgeted need of $250,000 for intergovernmental transfer money to your budgeting for fiscal year 2017, which would be matched by the Department of Health by a 30 to 40% match, totaling approximately $350,000. This will be applied to our long-term care labor needs, which represents 1/3 of the cost of the helping hands, covering the nursing, dietary, housing, maintenance, and nurses' aid costs. Thank you again sincerely, William R. Hubbard, Chairman of the Board of Trustees, BHC. We also have a letter from the United States Department of the Interior. This is for 2016 Health, Safety, and Compliance Review and Inspection, Silos Campground and Marina. This letter is to confirm that an initial health, safety, and compliance inspection for your concession is to be held on Tuesday, September 13th at 1 o'clock. Purpose of this review is to update, ensure adherence to all health and safety codes, along with the compliance review and inspection. Mr. Alex Morgan, Mr. Jason Carnahan, and Mr. Dan Gallagher and I comprise the inspection team. Your consideration is appreciated. One thing to add to that for tomorrow is there's a tree. at 1 o'clock is what the letter said.
Oh,
And Leah told me 1:30 on the phone,
yes.
so I
need
can
to
get
change
you,
that.
yeah, and I can get you his phone number
Okay,
if you, it's not on there.
I have it in as 1 o'clock, so.
Oh, good, okay. There's a tree, and I think it's in Loop 4, it was hit by lightning, it's a big one. Sharon's worried that it's cracked, and she's got some camp spaces closed. So, when you meet with them, if you would mention that.
Okay, you bet.
I met with her on Friday, and she brought that forward,
Tree in loop 4.
yeah. We have a petroleum tank release from the compensation board. This is a final notice of your right to appeal the June 6, 2016 decision of the petroleum tank release compensation board in the captioned manner. Claim amount $5,817.40, and it says here it's reduced and the total adjustments are $190. I followed up because this was closed out in June. So I followed up with Earl, did the phase 1, and he actually emailed, and we have a record of all the emails. You guys are certainly welcome to between them and Earl. And basically, this is their error. We do not owe any further money on this. It is complete, it was closed out. This is something that's done, and apparently there will be legislation pursued to end this. It's not right to be coming back after something is closed asking for more money. So we're clear on that. Broadwater County's clear on that. We also have association news from the National Association of Counties. And we have claims. This is the approved claims from last week of $2,020.29.
I'll make a motion to pay the approved claims in the total of $2,020.29.
It's been moved and seconded to pay the approved claims in the amount of $2,020.29. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. There you go. Thank you. You don't need this, do you, Ann?
You sure?
It is good reading. This I would like to bring forward, maybe this afternoon in a closed door.
Yep, I agree.
Thank you. And a closed door is for personnel issues, as our employees' rights to privacy far outweigh the rights of the public to know per the Montana Constitution. I also have a letter from Harold Blatty from this morning. This is Region 1 corridor abstracts are released. This is a mapping system that they're doing. They're looking for public comment, but it is of facilities already in place. So that was the takeaway for that, is cautioning counties from kind of going off the deep end. This is stuff already in place, and it's just a mapping. A couple of years ago, we had some excitement over mapping, and people assumed that it was more than it was. We have our job descriptions for victims advocate and paralegal. They have one signature. And we totally forgot about an extremely important position in the county. And it's because our HR administrator just didn't know the position existed, and that is the sergeant in the deputy's office. So there's that.
Oh, So after talking with Michelle on Friday, in the paralegal aspect, there's really no certification. Anyone can do that job as long as they're capable of doing the job. There's no certification that needs to be, and I think she wants to talk to us about that today on our phone conference with her. So I would say that we don't need to have that as a must, especially if it's not required by the state to have a certification.
Thank you for that. I agree. Nick, I'm just gonna make a short note on that one and just
Sure.
put not required by the state per Michelle.
Yep.
Okay, just so Dick knows.
So, before we move on to, since Dana's not gonna be here, I think, if we, Michelle and, emailed everybody in the request for updates in their personnel policy, not personnel, but their policy and procedures for the road department. So everyone, I know I emailed everyone on the commission as well as Michelle. And she said everything looks good. So I made the changes and I put them in their new book. Well, I just updated their book. But subpoint number 1 under employees' general safety rules was changed to all road employees must wear highly visible clothing at all times throughout conducting county business. That was not in there before. After discussing with the road department, they felt that was a need. So that was added, and then per our meeting last week, every 2 years, each employee having a CDL, commercial driver's license, must have a physical. The county will pay for the physical. However, if the employee quits within a year of receiving the physical, the employee will be responsible to repay the cost of physical at a prorated rate. So all that looks, according to Michelle and Dana, everything looked good. They're good with adopting that. So I don't know if we need to make a motion or whatever we need to do, but everyone, I didn't get any edits or anything back from the commission, so I figured we're good to go.
All right, excellent. Because that's managerial and that is on our agenda under items for discussion and decision, we can go ahead and vote on that. You and I talked about this, but I would like to request that the same be done for solid waste.
Yes.
And for weed.
Okay.
As well.
Yep. Yeah, I just need to get their books so I can make or they can do it. I'm good with it either way.
All right. So I would entertain a motion to approve the addition to the road department's policies.
I would make the motion.
A second?
I'll go ahead and second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt the policies as presented by Nick for the road department, considering for employee safety and practices. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Nice work.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'll just get with the department heads of thank you, solid waste. I always want to call them sanitation, I don't know why. But solid waste and Scott with the weed, and we'll get that handled up too.
Another one that comes to mind that you might ask is Julie.
Okay.
She works in the field. Anyone working in the field, it might not be a bad idea to make sure they're all covered.
Sure.
And Scott, you know, I see your sweatshirt, it's pretty much what you guys are doing now, it just puts it into policy.
I'd also provide the orange, high-vis orange vest to wear if it's too hot or whatever, but it's not necessary, you know, all the time.
Right,
So I provide, you know, outer coats and using the high-vis vest. So,
thank you for that. When you see the policies, you can make, you know, changes per your department, because each one is different.
Yeah.
So we have a letter from, well, not a letter, this is a resolution that Ann found, and the Board of County Commissioners of Broadwater County, having previously adopted its resolution of intent to consider consolidation of certain offices, said resolution being dated the 2nd day of September 1994, and the public hearing having been held on the 19th day of December 1994. The Commissioners having considered all of the evidence presented for and against this resolution, it is hereby ordered that the offices of the Broadwater County Attorney and the Public Administrator are hereby consolidated effective immediately. So that is done. Nice to have something off our plates.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, and then finally, this is leftover budget business. And I don't have it with me, but I will resubmit my disclosure. I am a volunteer in the community. I gain absolutely no personal benefit whatsoever, and my husband derives absolutely no compensation whatsoever from Broadwater County with his work with MBAC. So, on these two, what we have is just an updated attachment A, and this was missing the school levies when we adopted this last week. So what we need to do is just sign this one as an updated attachment A. It has the school mill levies. Notice the elementary retirement is at 0. Doug has a form from the Office of Public Instruction, and that tells him how many mills to levy for the different education pieces. County elementary, elementary retirement, county high school, school transportation, and high school retirement. And what this is proof that he followed the instructions on the OPI worksheet, and it told him that the mills required this year for elementary retirement are 0. A couple of years ago, there was an issue with the worksheets from OPI, and there was under-milling one year. We ended up having to fix that the next year. So that is one of the reasons that proof is being given to us, so that we understand that he and OPI have done everything according to the worksheets, so that there's no surprises.
So this is retirement mill 0. Is it, he sent something else out different that he got this from?
Yeah, what those are, I'm not entirely sure. 4.06, well, yes, I am. School transportation, that's the 4.06.
Yeah.
And that the worksheet is that's what it kicked back to him for the mills. And then the 12.86 is high school retirement.
was that the 10%?
Yeah, you know, I didn't send out a reminder. I do kind of expect you guys to see the agenda, so thank you for coming, Scott.
Was that what was?
You know what, hang on, and we'll still give you the information if you don't mind, just 5 minutes, or less.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I was just gonna get going.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry.
We'll go ahead and adopt these mills and then get right into that.
I guess the only reason why I asked the handwritten, because if you go through, it shows you this is all typed in, and then the rest of this is 0, but then we have a handwritten in for transportation, high school retirement. So where would we get the supporting document for the handwritten?
Debbie has another sheet that she said we didn't need this morning.
Okay,
We wouldn't even have this on an ordinary day.
okay,
Just like all the other mills that appeared on the sheet and when we adopted it, Debbie puts this together from this.
okay.
We don't always see all the supporting documentation because everybody
Sure.
has their own reports to do. And that really does fall into the purview of their,
Right. I guess-
professionals.
Yep, no, I guess
So-
my biggest concern is if there was a past of under milling, and we have this information, I guess having the whole information, where the handwriting comes from, instead of the typed out on the OPI sheet.
This, what I would suggest, Scott, and I'll ask you for some help, would you go downstairs and ask Debbie to send out a reminder to department heads that there's a department head meeting now? And then would you also ask Debbie to come up, and answer some questions on the, text levy, or the attachment A? Thanks, Scott. All right, we'll table that for just a minute.
And Corey's prepping for a trial tomorrow, so he said he's not sure if he's gonna meet today's 1:30.
Is Michelle available for that?
I believe she is.
All right, excellent. And what I would suggest is we have our closed door at that time and then bring Michelle into it right after.
Yep, that works.
Okay.
I think that's everything else.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for coming.
Yep.
Thank you. We will probably be, well, we're probably looking at 5 minutes. I was gonna jump into something else, but,
Just turn off the camera too.
Yeah, she said she'll be available at 1:30.
okay, perfect. Yeah, please, thanks.